Zdar spolec, dámy a pánové, vítejte u hry The Elder Scrolls Online a dneska si budu popovídat a najmout si nebo se spřátelit s Argonianem, který bude pomáhat slovem ryb. Jedná se o dalšího kompaniona, který je přidaný tady do hry The Elder Scrolls Online a přichází s datadiskem s rozšířením Necrom. A tady je Sharp a Snight. Je teda jméno toho Argoniana. Já jsem si sebou vzal teda Tanlorin, protože ji momentálně expím. Chci ji vyexpit na max, protože to je jediné, co mi zbývá k tomu, aby jsem dostal ten perk od toho kompaniona a pak budu expit dalšího. Ale teď si jdu pokecat tady s Sharp a Snight.
You're not one of these third-rate assassins, I can tell. But if you or anyone else puts a hand on me, I'm answering with my axes. I've been cutting down these mercenaries for the better part of the day. I'm guessing my target knows I'm on to her and has started sending them my way. My associate, Harn Orenvi, might know something about it, but I can't bring this heat to him. More like gather information. And if you're offering, I can pay you. Harn usually holds court in the Outlaw's Refuge. He'll be the only one there with bodyguards. Ask him if Raynilla Treveri's been through recently. Got it? Fair warning. Harn might ask you for a favor in return for information. I can pay you back, but you don't get paid until I get paid, and I don't get paid until I find Raynilla. Make sure you get something good. I'll find you after you're done. Well, make it quick, before more of those mercenaries decide to show up. I just can't figure out where I slipped up. Raynilla shouldn't know I was after her. My catches never do. Targets. Bounties. Got fishing on the mind, I suppose. I was planning a trip when I got put on this job. High priority, and the pay was nothing I could pass up. Lucky for the fish. I'm a mercenary, bounty hunter, assassin, whatever gets me paid. Raynilla stole something. Was told I'd know it when I saw it. Research notes to try and gain favor with some rival Telvanni magister, maybe. Tale as old as time in these parts. I think so. I don't know. I was handed the job by my job broker. He let slip that Raynilla used to work for the client, but I didn't stick around to hear much else. It is a time-sensitive job, and I was told to stop Raynilla at any cost. Thought it'd be better to get on her trail sooner rather than later. I don't need to know all the fancy details and motivations. I just need to know enough to get paid. He's one of Necrom's only crime lords, big fish in a small pond, and he knows everybody, so I am certain he knows Raynilla. I've worked for him before. We're not on bad terms, but I wouldn't go to him if I had any other choice. He's chatty, too friendly for my taste, lures people in just so he can get them under his thumb and in his debt. Last time we did business, we didn't see eye to eye on something. Let's leave it at that. What? My story? I tell you to make it quick, and that's what you decide to ask me. Try again, or get moving.
Takže tady náš argoniánský kamarád nás zve do příběhu, respektive do úkolu. Máme jít tady do podsvětí nekromského útočiště psanců. I když jsem hrál Necrom teď vlastně celou tu kapitolu, tak jsem se vlastně za celou tu dobu nedostal, takže to je moje premiéra tady v tom podsvětí nekromského města.
Please, Han, they're not just flowers, they're...
Surely a man of your talents can grow more. Now, move. Others wait in need of my counsel. Your face isn't familiar to me, but I'd know that look anywhere. You want something from me. Information, probably. Well, Raynilla Treveri. Really? I may know something about her. Perhaps you can enlighten me on why it is you're seeking her. All right, don't get so touchy, Fla. Raynilla was through recently. I can tell you what I know, but not without a favor in return. Why don't you deliver these red flowers I just gathered to some dear friends of mine?
Tak, jak je vidět, mám jak přesvědčování, tak alchymii. A ta alchymie se mi zatím docela osvědčila. Takže já použiju tu alchymii.
Are they really? Well, aren't you a clever one? Since you've made yourself useful, I'll tell you that Raynilla came through recently, seeking Deredrian, a fence who specializes in moving specialty items. She keeps a room in town. I'll mark it on your map. Careful, though. Deredrian and Raynilla were old friends, but they fell out some time ago. Asking after one might cause the other to be very sharp with her answers. If you have further business with me, get right to it. If you don't, you're blocking my view. Oh, this. I got too chummy with a certain Argonian associate of mine. All I did was put a hand on his shoulder to get his attention. Apparently it was the wrong move. He let me know with a nasty swipe of his claws. Can't say I blame him. I've attacked people for far less. I haven't seen this associate of mine for quite some time. Pity. I'd like to thank him properly for what he did. No, just thank him. This scar gives me a subtle air of menace that has done wonders for my business. I don't hold it against him. But the same can't be said for my bodyguards. So I suppose it's for the best that he keeps his distance.
No tak to jsme se teda dozvěděli spoustu užitečných informací. A teď teda... jdeme ven. Tohle je centrum města Nekrom a koukám, že musím na druhou stranu. Vezmu na koni, to bude rychlejší. Trošku až Clockwork City to zavání decentním způsobem té architektury, ale jinak je vidět, že to není přímo Clockwork City, ale má to k ní blízko. Je znát, že to je jako třeba Wanderfell. Vlastně celý Morrowind je v podobném stylu, ale tady to je až moc, bych řekl, vidět, že se to týká těch temných elfů. Pěkně si s kým architekti dali práci. Tak možná bych mohl něco lukit, když už teda.
Looks like debt collection notices. Not helpful to us. Blah, rot meth. Makes me wish I was born without nostrils. Can't understand how anyone drinks the stuff. Is this Deredrian's place? Seems like a wanted woman, whoever she is. Let me see that letter. So, Raynilla came by, pestering this Deredrian for help. Why? Great. Well, maybe they patched things up and Deredrian went to go help her, though that doesn't explain why she'd leave behind a note that says exactly where she's gone, especially if she's trying to hide from this reformer that Raynilla mentioned. Maybe. My job broker told me to track down Raynilla and take back what she stole for an important client. He didn't give other details, and that's usually fine with me. No memory of my past makes no answers an easy pill for me to swallow. I woke up a few years back in the middle of Valenwood with a nasty headache and no memory except my name. But that doesn't have anything to do with the job. Let's get to that campsite. I'll scout ahead and see if we can take Raynilla by surprise. Great. If all goes well, then we can both get paid and go our separate ways, I guess. I already told you most everything I know. I came to in Valenwood, middle of nowhere, blood on my claws. Someone was screaming, didn't see who. My head felt like it was split in half, so they got away. Well, I was in the middle of the forest, had to hunt and track so I didn't starve to death. At one point, I started heading towards this huge tree in the distance. Eldenroot. Civilization. Sometimes I wonder if I should have just stayed in the woods. Sure, a bit. Look, I didn't know if I'd killed someone or someone had tried to kill me. I kept my head down, took any job to get by, and now I guess I'm here. If someone somewhere cares I'm gone, they're keeping awfully quiet about it. Either nobody misses me enough to go looking for me, or I was a loner before, just like I'm a loner now. I'm not trying to find answers on my past. You shouldn't either. Meet you there. And don't go blundering in without me.
Možná bude nejlepší přes Vejšrajnu. Takže to asi takhle celý objedeme.
You show the dead more respect than the living. Leave my offerings to me and get your dung-smelling incense out of my face.
This is my great-grandmother's favorite scent. See, I actually pay attention to my ancestors and don't buy whatever is popular.
Hey, Merc. Over here. I scouted ahead. That campsite is crawling with the mercenaries that attacked me. Seems like they're searching or waiting for something. But that got me thinking. Why would those mercenaries be after both me and Raynilla? I thought about that on the way over, too. If Raynilla could afford to hire mercenaries, she wouldn't be desperate for Deredrian's help like she was in that note we found, right? Something else is going on here. That campsite is the only lead we have on finding Raynilla. If we can get there, maybe we can find something to keep us on her trail. I'm not used to looking out for others. Can you handle yourself if we run into trouble?
V boji si poradíme asi každý zvlášť, což vůbec nevadí. Koukám, že s bojem začínáme dřív, než jsem čekal.
This one was dead when we got here, right? Check around. Maybe we'll find something useful. Wait. Those lanterns. This is Raynilla's signal? I think I've seen it before. Look, someone left a trail. Crouch down and you'll see it.
Ale krom město. Nejsou houby, nebo co? Každopádně tady platinová ruda, tu beru, protože tím mám opravdový nedostatek. Výborně, tady jsou další stopy.
From the tracks, it looks like two fleeing, two in pursuit. They couldn't have gone too far.
Mě to svítí i ty houby, to je zajímavý. Mrtví žoldáci.
Looks like Raynilla and one other got away, got rid of her tail, and managed to hide her prince from here with magic. Well, if Deredrian came here to help Raynilla, it doesn't seem like she did a very good job, and no other sign of Raynilla or the one she was traveling with. What are those notes? What did you find out? Right. She threw in with the reformer who told her to prioritize my capture over Raynilla's? What? And he's the one who hired me without knowing it? This is the last time I ever find work through a job broker. No, but we can piece it together. The fence moving specialty items, the two lantern signal, the list of operatives, this person called Dim who the reformer wants back alive. Raynilla isn't traveling alone with some trinket. She's freeing a slave. I don't want to think about that right now. This can't be all there is. There has to be someone who can give us answers. There was another name I saw, Mevi, in Old Isra, right? That's not far. If we can find her, maybe she could tell us more. I'll meet you there. I just need a minute.
Tak jak je vidět, nekro mám vlastně hotový, všechny hlavní dějové linky a i vedlejší. A pokud se tuhle ten úkol počítá jako vedlejší, pak je to poslední vedlejší úkol tady té kapitoly. Ale samozřejmě je tady ještě hromada achievementů, který je možný splnit. Podívám, kam až daleko jedu. Ještě dál. Já teda naplním úplně všechny achievementy většinou, ale jdu hlavně po té hlavní dějové lince, aby jsem měl tady všechny body od mapy splněný. To je většinou mým cílem. Nejkomplikovanější většinou bývají od bossové. Jinak je to víceméně jednoduché.
See that? Two lanterns. That's got to be Mebby.
Sharp as night? By Azura, after all these years, is it really you?
I was afraid you'd say something like that.
I don't know you, and I've never met Sharp. But the way my Raynilla spoke of him, I'd recognize him anywhere. Are you one of her connections? Have you been watching over him all this time? Did he finally remember Raynilla? The Reformer uses experimental magic on his slaves. Raynilla didn't understand the process, and when she excised it from Sharp to free him, it tore something from him. His memories, she thought. Raynilla never forgave herself for what happened. She put herself on assignment. She's freeing another from the Reformer. I haven't heard from her, but that's how these things often go. Forgive me, it's only just occurred to me, but if Sharp has no memories of Raynilla, how did you find me? What? Directrian? No, Raynilla needed her help to find the smugglers' tunnels in Gorn. She'd arranged for a boat to take them to safety. If it's just the two of them in those tunnels, I need to get to her. Please, can you help? You two go on ahead. I need to gather Raynilla's research and prepare to travel light for a while. We always knew this day might come. Thankfully, we always tried to remain ready for just such an occasion. I can spare a moment to tell you what I know, but after, we really should get moving to Gorn. She is my wife. Sharp is the reason we met, actually. She needed forged documents for his new identity. I'd never done anything like that before, but she convinced me. Pity he didn't get to use the forgeries. But it is. She told me he had ambitious ideals that challenged the traditions of House Telvanni. But when she witnessed the cost of those ideals firsthand, she had a change of heart. Breaking ties wasn't enough. She started freeing his slaves. When she lets me, I'm skilled in forgeries and logistics, but I've never done field work, not like her. It's dangerous work and, well, she's always been very protective of me. She has an informal web of operatives across Tamriel focused on freeing slaves. She relies heavily on favors and appealing to people's better nature. It's a struggle, to be sure. I think Raynilla takes on a lot more than she can bear. He's a rich and powerful Telvanni magister who hides behind his moniker and keeps the particulars of his research close to his chest. He practices horrible experiments on his slaves. Somehow, he thinks his work is going to end slavery in Tamriel. Raynilla says he uses some experimental metal to create a sort of link between him and his subjects. I've blocked out most of the details, but I do know that Sharp was the Reformer's favorite. Sharp's resistance always captivated the Reformer. It was as if perfecting that link and conquering Sharp's will was his greatest trial. Precisely. After that happened to Sharp, Raynilla studied the vile process and learned how to safely deattune those freed after him. She'll be thrilled to see him again. I just know it. She might even know how to restore his memories. Raynilla can tell you more when we find her. The way she speaks of him, it's like she's worrying after an old friend. She liked to imagine that he ended up living a peaceful life as a fisherman somewhere. He was feral when she excised him from the Reformer's control. She had no choice but to subdue him. She delivered him to Deredrian at an old safe site in Valenwood. He was supposed to go to Blackmarsh from there, but things didn't go as planned. Deredrian put a hand on Sharp to shake him awake, and he nearly clawed her face off. She said she barely escaped with her life. I can't blame Sharp, and Raynilla felt the same. He must have reacted in fear, that's all. No, Deredrian was furious. Raynilla didn't know such a thing would happen, but that didn't seem to matter to Deredrian. She had complained that Raynilla wasn't paying her enough anyway. I'm just sad it ended this way for her. Sharp, Raynilla would say that you're under no obligation to help, but please.
I'm on my way. Where are the smugglers' tunnels you mentioned?
I think there's a secret entrance in the southwest tunnels. I'll follow shortly. Please, hurry.
Mě to vede do public dungeonu, tak to vezmu přes sport. Bude tyhle jako rychlejší. Já si tady asi vyvolám jinýho kompaniona. Protože chci bonus, který dává tady ten. A ten by měl dávat, když je vyvolaný bonus k lootu při prohledávání kontejnerů. Sice ho mám na level 0. Nebo 1, nebo kolik. Level 1. S základníma... ale on má léčitelskou hůl. Jasně, Páš má dělat healera. Ale já ho vlastně stejně potřebuju jenom proto, že mi dá ten bonus na ty looty. Teď mám v plánu potom vyexpit všechny ty kompaniony a získat s nima všechny ty achievementy, abych měl ty jejich perky instantně zapnutý. Ale to bude chvilku trvat, než se mi to povede. A zatím to budu dělat tak, že vždycky budu aktivovat toho kompaniona, kterýho ještě nemám nalevlenýho, právě proto, abych ho trošku poexpil.
You're here after all. I was about to reel in this piece of my past without you. I thought maybe you decided to move on. This is far beyond what I hired you for, isn't it? Maybe you're like me and you never pass up a payday, but I probably wouldn't even have stopped to help someone like me in the first place. Gorn is packed to the brim with mad wizards. Doesn't make it too different from the rest of the peninsula, but I've heard worse things have moved in recently. I guess what I'm saying is I'll watch your back in there so long as you're watching mine.
Tak, kouknu mapu. Jo, my máme jít až sem. Okidoki. Takže to bude nejrychlejší tudy. A tady už jsem byl, v tomhletom public dungeonu. Kromě toho, že se mi teda neuznal ten poslední finální boss, jak je vidět na minimapce černá lepka se skřížnýma hrátama, tak ho mám vlastně prolezlej celý, ale vím, že jsem ho zabil, jenom jsem je prostě nějak neuznal. Dropy mi z něj padly. Vidíme, jak se kompanion levelu jede. Jsem přesně zvyklý, že jsem s těma kompanionama aspoň trošku healovat. A Zandra to zatím dává dobře.
Let's keep moving. Raynilla and the one she's freed can't be too far ahead.
Páka, ale já chci mluvit s tím Azandarem. Vy se mi tady teď pletete přes sebe, když...
Speak.
Kdybych měl mít otevřený skill, takže... No super, konečně nějaký fighterský, nebo spíš magický skill, ale hlavně útočný. První boss za náma. Nebudeme dělat všechny bosse teda. A i se zkusím vyhnout zbytečným útokům. Ale ještě kontrola mapy. Není tudy. Ale sundáme aspoň ty bosse, které jsou při cestě. Tady je to sice taková trošku zajížka do slepý uličky, ale pokud tam bude, tak pokud nebude nic proti ničemu, taky si ho sundat. No healuje sice málo, ale healuje. Už je skvěl. Já takovou od začátku. Bohužel, to sice nezvlád, ale i tak se mu přižetli expy. Jo, tady vlastně na této části poloostrovu Telvany, tak tady jsou všude ty houby. Jako ve Wanderfellu. A vlastně z celé této části tam Riel. Já jsem se ho teda aktivoval hlavně proto, abych lootil, ale ono tady nevidím pořádně, co by se dalo lootit, což je vtipný, taky jsem mohl třeba nejdřív dotáhnout tu nebinární kompanionu. Ale mám takový pocit, že by tady něco mohlo být, ale tady třeba čerstvý maso. Někde jsem četl, že to lutění není moc zábavný pro diváky, tak já ho zkusím trošku omezit, ale zase je mi škoda ty věci tu nacházet. Moment. Já toho bosse dám potom, teďko si teda jít hlavně prioritně po tom úkolu. Vaše rádská skrýč. No, asi nebudeme dlouho zbytečně čekat, protože tam vlítnem a vymlátíme to tam. Předpokládám, že tím portálem budou chodit další a další žoldáci. Teď jde nějaký ten hlavní finální boss žoldák.
Hey, fetchers! Looking for me?
Sean, help us, please!
Renilla went through that door. She looked hurt. Bad.
Stop! Please! Help her!
Kaj Kujay? What are you doing here?
What did you just call me?
Renilla, I'm here. Just stay still.
You're Sharp's friend? I had feared he spent all those years alone. But he found someone. He found you. His sister, Dimike. So close to freedom. Promise you'll help her. Take her the rest of the way, please. Help her. Too late for me. Redrian and those mercenaries made sure of that. I never wanted my Mevi to get caught up in all this. To have to run forever from the Reformer. And the others. He'll never stop until Sharp is his again. I didn't have time. There's so much I could have done. I just couldn't do it on my own. Sharp looks strong, healthy. I'm sorry. So sorry. But glad to see him one last time.
Rainella, stay with me, love. Please. Rainella.
Rainella, she can't be gone. She fought so hard to protect me. What am I going to do? We were supposed to have help. I thought maybe you and Sharp, but I can see it in his eyes. He doesn't remember me, does he? He doesn't remember Kajkujay, elder brother. It's what I always called him. Rainella didn't know how to properly excise him from the Reformer's attunement back then. Like the others. Like me. Deeknujay, his little sister. I don't think we had the same parents, but that was what he called me. He was there from the day I hatched. He always said he would come back for me, help me escape. I'd given up all hope. I don't know. She said something about a safe house in Silent Mire, but our final destination was somewhere deep in Black Marsh. We barely escaped Eredrian, and now Rainella's gone. I don't know what I'm going to do.
We were too late. I thought something might come back to me seeing Rainella. She knew me, and now she's just gone. I don't feel any memories stirring when I look at her either. Just nothing. I gave up on finding answers about my past a long time ago. I don't understand why this had to happen now. Help her. I'm a mercenary. I don't know how to look out for someone like her. And if this reformer is as powerful and dangerous as everyone said, there's not a place in Tamriel that is going to be safe for her anyway. He's more than after me. He's obsessed with me. But that I can do something about. If I could just track him down. That's what I have to do. Find the reformer and be his end. But you heard Rainella. If I try to do it alone, I'll end up like her. Going after the reformer is a different job for a different day. Hunting my hunter is going to take time and patience. For now, take your payment, and if you'd like me watching your back wherever you're headed next, send for me. I'll be there.
You okay? Rainella got you this far. I'll take you the rest of the way. And then I'm never coming back to Morrowind.
Where are you taking her?
You've made your path clear, Sharp. If you fail at taking out the Reformer and fall under his control again, it's better if you don't know.
Sharp, please come with us. You don't have to be alone.
I am not going to be alone, and I'm not going to fail.
No to je týpek teda. Nicméně můžu mít v kolekci. Takže momentálně to mám všechny kompaniony, které jsou dostupné tady ve hře The Elder Scrolls Online. A to bylo cílem tohoto videa. Projít tímto úkolem a ukázat vám, jakým způsobem se dá sehnat žoldák Argonian, jakožto kompanion, váš společník této skvělé hře. A tímto se rozloučíme, se půjdu ještě zabít toho hlavního bosse, tady ty jeskyně. Tohoto public dungeonu. A to bude všechno. Rozloučím se tímto videem, budu se těšit zase někdy příště. Čau.